Good evening, everyone who is evening, and we have some people from different time zone. Um, Welcome to our webinar, How to Practice Deep Listening, specifically in a virtual space. So we're both of us, me and Karina, are co-founder of the new project, newcollaboration.net. I am a management consultant in international development and UN organizations, and I work with UN affiliated agencies to improve their productivities and performance and people development, specific focus on building new, agile, collaborative relationship. And Karina, present yourself, please.
Yes, absolutely. I'm Corina Radu. I'm talking with you right now from Romania, but I'm based in Vienna since 2012. I'm a sustainability consultant, and I mostly work with companies and startups to help them define the way how they want to work, especially adopting sustainability strategies. And one of the strategy that I very much like is how to develop a better team, how to develop a sustainable team that can drive a sustainable business in the future.
Great. So what we will talk today about 30 minutes, it's very practical, very interactive. It's designed for you. We will practice how to listen, to practice good listening skills, specifically deep listening, and what to do and not to do, or avoid doing to improve your listening, specifically in virtual environment. And you will get tips, we experience it, some advices, how to use deep listening skills to build a deeper trust at work, resolve conflicts, encourage innovation, and build good relationship to support your goal, your career and business goal. So before we move forward, I encourage you, I'm curious to see how many of you participated, took presentation skill courses, communication courses, business writing courses. We have this, you may look at the chat, you just drop in chat area, say yes.
Tell you what's happening. So most of our participants said yes, but also
yes?
some said no.
Some of them no. Okay.
Yes.
And how many of you took listening skills? How many of you took listening skills?
Everybody says no.
No. Okay. Good. So then I have a question to you. Why listening skills important? One of the things that why important to have listening skills is that we could listen people and to see something beyond assumptions we have. So because we have limited assumptions, we talk and make decision is based on our beliefs, our perspectives. When we listen other people to understand what really people mean, so we can go beyond our understanding, we can get more clarity what an issue is. We can get another perspective, which we may, because of some limitation we have, we didn't take into consideration, and new perspective and new possibilities will open up. And ultimately, when we listen, we are heard, we can trust other people better. And why it is important? Because today in our very, very highly independent workplace, we're so much related to each other. So people are moving, changing, teams are moving, structures are fluid. So we have to build very trusted relationship to understand what is other people's perspective are, what is other people's needs are to work together. So if we don't hurt, if we are not hurt, we are not really, we don't trust other people. So in order to build a supportive relationship, if we want other people support our idea, and whether it's your career development or a business, we need to listen and to understand other people. What is other people's perspective? So the question I have to you and to write, when last time you talked to another person, what was how you did it? What were the features you think that you felt that other person listened to you very well? What were the features of this good listening? What are the features of the good listening? Could you type in chat? We see that no interruption, fantastic. Eye contact, exactly. Very good. Better understanding. Two-way road, correct. Body language, we work body language, very good. No interruption, yes. Asking question, correct. Very good. So I would just also pick up that few things that which we see the best practices is no interruption, eye contact, remove distraction. Sometimes, you put in notes, so that really people, you show that exactly what person said is important to you. You could put notes, very good. That's fine. And what is a thing that hurt listening process? So when you really make it so that you don't, so what will be hurting you? Interruption, yes. Listening or SMS, yeah, it's horrible, exactly. Not looking, yes, not looking at you, it's very difficult. And it's actually very difficult in the Corina said that when person not look at that in virtual space, when they're muted, we don't have opportunity to see people. It's even more difficult now because we are forced not to look at each other. We're in audio. Sometimes it's difficult to communicate. Yes. Yeah, SMS interruption, good. So let me see what I pick up. And I pick up that interrupting, thinking about other things. The one thing is that hurt us typically when you go to boss and want to ask for promotion or for proposal. We listen, or client, we listen, but we really, after a while, our mind, intellects, it start wandering, and we actually thinking about the next question we want to ask, or some, what is a powerful question I want to ask really? Or we listen, and when we listen to another person, we try to prepare in mind arguments to push back or to convince other person, instead of fully listen to the end, to sense what's the really person saying, to hear fully the person. Yeah, that is one of the really key issues, not to pay attention to the conversation you said. Yes, correct, Anna Maria, yes. Not to keep eye contact. Yeah, so that is Ludmila say, but it's also cultural. We need to really put attention on people cultural things, so that even that culture, it's most in European culture, we look at the person, eyes, but in some culture maybe it's not good. So that is okay. So that's of course we need to adapt what are the to know what is the, again, preferences of the another person to be heard. Good. So what we'll talk today deeply is a deep listening. And what do we now grasp? What are the good listening? What hurts listening? These techniques which we have just talked, they're very well known as active listening. And many professionals are trained. What we're today talking a little bit up level, next level, or second level of listening. It's deep listening. And deep listening focus on empathy, understanding of other person emotion, without necessarily to be feeling the same emotion. Sympathy. We don't dive with another person what the person feel. We're more consciously, cognitively listening. We listening to understand what other person feel when the person talk. What do they feel about the situation? It's listening to feeling, and today we will practice it. And here's a technique, and we practice today together. The technique of deep listening is a threefolded. When someone listens, we silent and we listen to facts. We ask ourselves what facts was told, what the person telling us about, what happening, okay? And then we put attention fully on the person, listen, and see what are the person feeling? What is the person feeling about what she's talking about? What is going on in the situation? How she feels about what she talk? And then we cognitively perceived and see what it means for her when she is it what she's talking about or experience, it really matters to her. What exactly matters to her most? What from the talk it's really value to her? What her key values she's really carry that is manifest in her talk? What she's talking about? Facts, feeling, what she feels, how she feel when she's talking about, how she feel about what she's talking about, and what matters to her, what values. And we will practice it now. So I invite Karina. Karina, as introduced herself, is a leading expert in sustainability field. She will tell us her story for 2 minutes. And I invite you all to listen deeply. So sit comfortably, but not too much relaxed. So up straight position so that you put attention what she will talk about 2 minutes. And listen to identify facts, what she was talking about. Perceived her feelings, what she feels about what she, without any judgment, just very cognitively perceive her feelings. And as I said, to just without judgment, see what she's talking about, okay? And after 2 minutes, we will debrief. We will together talk with Karina and check whether our perceptions was correct or not and how we get to this exercise, okay? So let's, Karina, floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Matana. So I will tell you a story from my work for about 2 minutes. I also have the timer so that not going after 2 minutes more. So here is a story. I was very happy to participate last weekend in a challenge that was made by an NGO based in Vienna. This NGO is called Austrian Startups. And they got together a bunch of startups to innovate, to bring innovation ideas during the weekend, and also to win 3 prizes. As a mentor, I took a challenge and a team to work during the weekend, and we focused on something that we felt it meant a lot for us. We've seen from some research that 60% of the mattresses or Matratzen in Vienna end up in the city landfills without any solution to being recycled or repurposed in any way. So what we did was that during this weekend we came up with a solution for a service that would come anytime a person buys a mattress, for example. They would also buy the service that would take out the old mattress when that person wants to change and would transport it for free to a unit for recycling. Also, we thought our service would fit with what hotels are doing in Vienna, especially because they have a large number of such items. And besides taking for free the mattresses and taking them to the recycling unit, we would also offer additional services such as cleaning and repurposing. At the end of the weekend, we sent our pitch, and we really hoped to win one of the prizes that Austrian startups were offering. But as we were announced the next day on Monday, we didn't win any of these prizes. But our pitch caught the eye of a private investor that wants to bring some money to set up the startup as a legitimate business and help them begin offer these services to people and to businesses. So at the end, we were very happy for our work, and we believe that this has good potential to go in the future. Thank you very much. This was the story.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Very inspiring, these fantastic stories and the sustainability.
Yes.
So, so let's debrief. Yeah. So we all listen. So what did you hear? So could you please type in chat? What facts did you hear? Could you just, what she was talking about? Could you just type what key idea? What was the facts? Did you hear? Didn't win. Okay. Lack of services and recycling. She talked. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Participation as a mentor. She participated as a mentor. She was a mentor. Mm-hmm. You was a good investor. Investor was interested. Any other facts? Yes, so that it was service. It was about service to recycle of mattresses. That it was a business. She was talking solution for the service. Correct. So it was her solution for hotels. Yes. So mattresses, recycling. There was a weekend. That is all facts. Good. Good. Yeah, not winning prize, but as a startup. Yeah, so that's a lot of facts. So now let's dive in. So what feelings you grasp? What was the feeling when she talked? What was her feeling about what she talked? Happy to participate. Yeah, she said I was happy to participate. Even if it wasn't weekend. Yes, you feel happy. Yeah, you sense, Alina sensed that she was proud of what she's doing, okay? She was disappointed, so that she didn't, win. Ludmila sensed that she was very enthusiastic. Any other who grasped some feelings? Any other feelings? How did you notice? What did you observe to that to get feeling? What enabled you to sense her feelings? Smiles, yeah, because you saw the face. Words, she said, you put attention some to words. Tone of voice, Naila said. Yeah, tone of voice. Exactly. Absolutely. Tone of voice, timbre. Okay, good, good. So, what do you think her value, Karina, hold? Could you grasp from that talk what matters to her in principle? What she value? What is her value? What's important for her? Benefits to a wider audience, to benefits of the wider audience. She valued that. To counterparts. Contribute to positive change. Yeah. So that mattresses to renewable, to it's a positive change to contribute. She really matters. Environmental issue matters to her. Sustainability. Yes, Irina said, absolutely. So she's really as an expert, and for her, it matters. Environmental recycling, it to live with that, it matter. She was finally satisfied for new investor. What matters? So I have another question. So, and when you listen, what was more easy to understand, to grasp? Facts, feelings, or value? What is for you was most easy to understand? Facts and feelings. Feelings. Okay, Barbara said feelings. What was most easy for you to identify? Could you type? Facts. Mm-hmm. Facts. Yeah. Most of you. I hear you. Exactly. So the facts, it's obvious. You hear the facts, you understand. Mm. Yeah, values. Some people say values. Yeah. So those maybe who knows, I think maybe if we don't know, and first time here, Karina, we don't know her, it's very difficult to grasp her deep values from the conversation. But facts, we hear that exactly she care about environmental things. And it's much easy to focus on the facts rather than to grasp feeling and values. So in order to understand more values, we need maybe more than listening. We need to have a more quality conversation. So we will ask question to Karina saying, oh, it seems that, you really value that issue is very important to you. You value it. Tell us more about that. And I'm sure that she will come more, interesting projects and how it matters to her and how it comes. We could more to learn and to have more quality conversation, why it come from, where this passion to environmental sustainability come from. We will know, we can build more personal connection and touch to understanding her whole story. So to really understanding what people feel and understood. How do you think these techniques to listening other person feeling could help us to understand other people who are different from us or resolve some differences? How it could help? Introduce yourself, because Jose, who is speaking?
I'm Ludmila Olegohebel, and
Yeah.
I'm based in Vienna. So, so I think we can learn a lot from the tone of her voice, because during the presentation or tell any story, she modulates the voice, and we can see and I have a feeling personally with smile and a lot of energy. She was very successful in this story or in this project. So we can see that personally that she has a lot of optimism. She's enthusiastic, and she is the person like never give up. So for me, it's very important tone of the voice.
Good. Thank you for your comments again. So I appreciate that Naila said that. The question is that how you can bring it, because we are so different. One man said that the world is divided, but those who is right. Where all rights are different, and when you come to boss to ask for promotion, increased salary, ask for extra budgets from your donor, from your sponsors, for your project, you have to convince, you come to perceive, to convince other people, and then you need to listen, because what other person say, it may be not one seat exercise, we permanently go this adaptive move to each other. So how these techniques could reduce this or increase that, reduce the conflict or increase possibility to listen better, to understand others who are different from us. And Naila said that to get rid of assumptions. When you focus, listen on the feeling of other person and really listen to the end, you really listen and not to stick to your assumptions. Good. So you can significantly improve relationship and, this conflict, you can reduce the conflict. Yeah.
Can I add something? Because I can.
Yes. Could you? Yeah, Naila. Could you? It's Naila, right?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I want to give an example, because working as a medical doctor, I quite often see the parent who complains about, for example, child seizure in the clinic, and we already optimized all the medication, and all in the clinic I hear that my child is seizuring, and she referring to the document that we put the medication and mild child is seizuring. So to me, it's assumption is the complaint that we haven't achieved the seizure control. But just asking a question, so what do you actually want from us? And she said, to clarify your documents on medications. That's all she wanted. So just a simple questioning.
Yeah.
Break down all your assumptions about what the other person wants from you. That's my intake.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so not to make a not judgmental, set a non-judgmental thinking that is in the heart, and really listening, because sometimes people ask you, your colleague, your peers may come to you saying that, oh, can you help me? What do you think about this? And I ask you advice, something, and we take it literally, so that person asks for advice and I give you advice, okay? So Karina, can you help me with the assessment of this the sustainability assessment? She said, yes, of course I do, I'm expert. When we can start? So it might be not the case, or MetaNet, we need to, we have a challenge with organizational development, we need a strategy to develop. Can you help us? Of course, yes, when, let's jump in. So, and sometimes people ask for advice not because they ask for advice, they may be probing and to see whether we can trust and whether you are really building, we have a relationship, we can really understand me, what I want to, what my problem is. In this case, we need to listen deeply and say, oh, tell me more about that. Oh, interesting. Yes, tell me more. What gets in your way? Why another person cannot do this themselves? What have you done so far? I wonder. Tell me more. And listen. So what was behind? Why? What get people stuck in? What was difficult? What is really issue? And sometimes people, it happened that they know solution. They don't need the really advice or solution from other persons. They need to be heard. And maybe problem is completely different. As exactly Naira said, that if you listen deeply, you move from assumption and see what is really problem there and what perspective and how you else can help.
May I say something?
Yes. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Ana Maria from Vienna.
Yes. Okay, good.
What I wanted to say, we have to put ourselves in the other shoes. Like we have to understand, especially we have to make more effort to understand, especially when the other person are from other culture. As you said earlier, the people from Asia don't look into the other's eyes. And like an example, the American psychologist say that if someone talks to you but don't look into your eyes, it's hiding something or it's lying, or we have to understand these cultural differences.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to know people we talk to. Exactly. Yeah. That is a key point of all this deep listening, and this is that radical listening, active listening, right listening. Always come to the point that we need to know people. And how we would know the people if we not ask questions and not listen? What are their preferences to be listened to? What are their preferences to work with us? Okay, and adapt as appropriate. Yeah, so that is I think that's all this point of the radical listening and really more deeper, go beyond the facts. We're all trained to nod our heads, to lean forward, to show ask powerful questions, the basic techniques. That is the deep listening. I invite you to take your leadership skills, to take your listening skills to another level, to really feel in other people. So another person who talk to you feel heard and feel understood. And this feeling empower another person and make you as a great leader. Listening today is an absolutely important part of the leadership because we have to talk to people. Any idea about the virtual space? We're all now in virtual. Now we see some faces, but when we don't see faces, how we can go to that? Any ideas? You can just type here an idea how we can ensure that we get the people feelings, we get understanding better in virtual space, because it drastically will improve our relationship. Any ideas? Very difficult. Yes, it's very difficult. Exactly. And in virtual, any ideas? According their voice, you can look at their voice. You know, even psychologists and struggling. Yes, yes, you are right. Good. Other sounds like yeah, good. It also can give you timbre of voice. You know, whenever possible, invite people for their at least virtual talk. So just take away, you know, the deep listening, 3 level, put attention, practice made excellence. Be calm. First of all, check your body that you are calm, okay, no tension. So you can put attention, give attention to the other person. Identify facts, listen to facts, perceived speaker's feeling, no judgment, really sympathy, not empathy. Don't dive to a person, because you, of course, you can empathically talk to really feel another person. But if you're working with 20, 50 people a day, you can't dive to the person feelings, everyone. You will be exhausted. You're really cognitively listening, and check that your understanding was correct. You know, just ask question. Is it my understanding is correct? What you're saying? Oh, you feel this. I feel that you are really some anxiety. Is it true? And or you're sad? Is it? Or isn't anything you want to tell me? Something like that. You know, to get clarity. Yeah. I'm thinking about another person. I see, yeah, the zoom in picture. Yes, 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 exactly. More picture, more other sounds to listen. Absolutely. What other sound is good. So, you know, it's absolutely critical today to build your listening skills. And this is with sympathy, you know, and listen to hear, to really hear what other people say, because you build trust with other people. People feel trusted, understood, and it's propel your career and business. People will go for miles for you if they're really, really understood and heard. And we offer finally the masterclasses program to help people to build to deeper level of building relationship, how to build a relationship with others who are different from you, you know, in your team, in the cross-functional, cross-matrix team. So really to build a good relationship. It's a 90 minutes webinar we're offering and program, very skill business, like masterclass. You're welcome to master your skills. So that is what we wanted to say. This is our contact. Questions. We went over our time, but we can take few questions.
Atanat, I have a question. How
Yes.
can we increase the fact that we hear better and more faster about the values? Because as we discussed today, we hear facts, we hear feelings, but last we hear the values. How can we improve this?
We listen, and we have more interaction, quality conversations. Yes, we have a quality conversation. So that's, we listen deeply as we have it now, a roadmap, you receive it, you ask questions to clarify, and again, listen. Again, listen. So you ask question to get clarity and listen, and then iteratively you could you know, it's adaptively, and through this conversation, asking question and deep listening, you can sense what really matters to person. The entire conversation should come to the point, what value, what really matters to another person, what matters the most, why the person should care about my promotion ultimately, what matters to them, what is for them. yeah, for example, for new promotion or some new initiatives. How I can create quality conversation with my boss? Listen. You start with listen, Barbara. You listen and invite invite for quality conversation, saying that, oh, whether you talk about your performance, if they talk about the performance, how you do, or and the one-on-one quality time, set up quality time online, virtually, and now we're working virtually, and say, well, could we talk about that? How we can improve and make it our process better, and listen, and listen without judgment. Regardless what kind of relationship we have with that person. Okay, so your relationship, you like the person or not, shouldn't impact, that is cognitive listening, shouldn't impact your relationship with the listening process. You'd be neutral. It's not easy, but you can practice and learn.
I just want to comment on that because it's so good to have a deep listening and also build up relationship with the boss. But if your interests are not overlapping, then it's quite difficult, and listening probably won't help.
If interest of other person
do not overlap with your interest. If we don't have a common interest, the boss doesn't want to give me a promotion because my interests are going contradict their interests, his interest or her interest, then it will be difficult to get a promotion even with a deep listening.
But you can get clarity on that. The sooner you get clarity what her interests are, and really not assumption, what you really get clarity, then you could build your strategy to move forward. And sometimes there is no solution for the problem, but the most important, you get clarity. So in this moment of the time, you don't have solution, but you could build a strategy how to move forward the next step. Because if you don't deep listen, you don't have a clarity, and you lost in your assumptions and could make the things worse, and you waste your time and energy. Sorry we will spend more time a little bit on that, but I hope you enjoyed this webinar. And thank you everyone. Thank you, Karina, for your story. Have everyone for active participation. Great thoughts. We will share with you presentation and recording. Thank you. Enjoy your evening.
We are looking forward for some of you to register for our next masterclass on the 10th of December.
Yes, you're most welcome to know more about other people, to know people and build your cooperation, career success, business success. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you,
Barbara. Thank you, Irina. Thank you for coming. It's very late on your side, I know. Thank you very much.